Thanks for tuning in. Hi, I'm Jeff Perry from Hexagon TV. I'm joined today by two experts in the automotive industry who have been working with Hexagon technology to improve quality, efficiency, and productivity. We'll be discussing the challenges they faced and future trends within automotive production. And today we have Mr. Terry Henning, now retired from Ford Motors, and Mr. Tim Romzek for General Motors. We appreciate that you guys taking the time to join us.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, thanks for the
Sure.
invitation.
Absolutely. So we'll start out with a couple questions. And Tim, I'm going to ask you first. What does smart factory mean to you?
Well, we look at it in three principles. Optimization, so based on a holistic view of the enterprise and total enterprise cost. Connection, human, machine, smart devices that analyze and adapt to increase quality and productivity of a system. And flexibility to recognize new opportunities and to minimize costs for the overall enterprise.
Okay, very good. Terry, question I have for you is what were the pains regarding the new technology and processes, and how did you overcome them during your implementation process?
Well, that's a very good question, and change is always difficult. Doesn't matter what it's about, change is hard. And so what we did with the technology that we got from Hexagon was we worked within our building with a number of key people and brought them in with the Hexagon reps. And they basically really preached what they had to offer to the team. And then we set up small teams and used those key people in our building to really learn and absorb what the technology had to offer. Okay. Then from there, we set up small groups and almost like a train the trainer type of process, where these individuals then, with Hexagon support, met in small groups and we rolled it out to the entire plant. And then to help us out even further, we probably set up a small training station that had 10 to 12 computers in it, and we took everybody offline and took them in the room for 2 or 3 days and just got them really comfortable with it.
Sure.
And over time, everybody realized what the benefits were by doing a slow sell and not a hard sell, not by doing, use the term sheep dip, not by doing a sheep dip, but by doing a one-on-one small group counseling, and it really helped us launch the technology that then we were able to implement into the entire plant.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive to go through that process in a time frame of how many years did you?
Well, we started out actually in 2002.
Yeah.
Working with SMIRT, S-M-I-R-T, which is part of the Vero software package. And we have grown with them over, all the way till today, and we're still growing with them. So it's been a real partnership over the last 17 years. A lot of growth, a lot of maturing that has taken place, and it's really been a win-win for both sides.
Yeah, that's interesting. Long-term relationship
Yes.
and strategy.
Yep.
Very good. Okay, I guess one last question for you, Terry. What do you see as the next big advancement as it relates to your experience and responsibility in making factories even smarter?
Well, I think the biggest opportunity is going to be where the software helps the system correct itself. And so whether it's going to tell you when a cutter change has to take place or when something is not out of spec but almost being out of spec and automatically corrects it.
Okay.
And I think the other major thing with the technology that's really going to be a major influence for us is really getting people more and more to understand and implement what there is.
Yeah.
Because within the software, it's tremendous software. But one of the difficulties is how much of that software is being absorbed by everybody on the floor.
Sure, so
And
consumption.
so, yeah, the consumption of the software is really a big challenge. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, we've had SMIRT software for many, many years, but our consumption rate on that software, I think, is still maybe only 70, 80%.
Yeah.
And the opportunity to grow with what's currently there is huge.
Sure. Okay, so Tim, I wasn't going to ask you another question, but I do want to ask one more. When we talk about Terry mentioning, maybe even the feedback loop from the CAM world to the machine tool themselves. With the technology that you're implementing, there's probably an opportunity to do the same, right? As we go forward in the process for adjusting in the body shop. Maybe you could touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, so as we're building the infrastructure and getting the connected devices, tying in and flowing data to the infrastructure, that includes weld monitoring, process monitoring, as well as any kind of dispense materials, along with the metrology systems that's flowing the data. It's that information that becomes available. It's providing the analytics that can identify sources of defects or compliance issues or non-compliance issues, and being able to identify that root cause, but then provide that adaptive feedback back to the system and then self-correct.
Yeah.
So I think that's for us. I think that's the next step in the development phase for
Sure.
us, but on a large scale, on an assembly plant scale, from a body assembly throughout the entire value stream.
Well, so again, driving intelligence into the process, smarter
Absolutely.
factory applications. Very good.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time, joining us, and look to watch additional episodes and learn more by visiting hexagonspotlight.com.
Very good. Thank you,
Thank you
Jeff.
very
Thanks for
much.
tuning in.